Hey guys, welcome to BlackBox Mobile. Now today we're going to be taking a look at, a phone everyone's reviewed over and over and over again, which is why we waited till not only after the hype, but after the after hype. So what we're going to do is just take a look at, after a few upgrades, a lot of afters, how the Pixel 7 holds up. So straight off the bat, the phone actually feels really good in the hands. It's narrow, but not too narrow, and it's not wide where you can't, use it one-handed. This thing is really nice, it's snappy, it's clean. I do really miss the kind of brushed glass feel of like the Pixel 4. And this is kind of shiny. It's glass, but it almost feels like plastic. But it's okay. It looks nice, and the visor actually looks nice. We actually like it better on the regular Pixel 7 compared to the Pixel Pro. Again, because that's brushed and not shiny. We just find that shiny stuff tends to A, smudge up real quick, and B, just gets scratched up easily. So yeah, so for a 6.3 inch display, it's nice. And this phone's got, a lot going for it. Well, why don't we just start off with what most people use when they want to get information about a phone? GSM Arena. So this phone does have a, like mentioned before, 6.3 inch screen, which is really nice, sort of, with an asterisk beside it, but I'll get to that in a second. 50 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 8 gigabytes of RAM, Google Tensor Chip G2, and 4,355 milliamp battery, which holds up actually pretty well. We haven't had any issues with the battery life. Now the screen is nice, it's sharp, it's just 1080p, it's not Quad HD, but honestly, it's good. It looks great, there's no issues with that. Brightness is a little better too as the years go by with Pixel, pretty good in sunlight. The only thing I do notice is that the screen has a rainbow effect, and I don't know about some people, but that really hurts the eyes when viewing in darker lit areas. But you guys gotta tell us, do you notice anything with that? I mean, it's not just Pixel phone, there's other phones out there too that do that, where just sometimes the screen looks good and it doesn't bother you, and then other times, yeah, it just hurts, more so in darker lit areas. But let us know what you think in the comments below. I know there's a fair bit of nitpicking, especially when it comes to Pixels, because we all have such high standards for these phones, but look, the screen is still really nice. And that's pretty much like the whole phone in a nutshell. Everything runs relatively smooth, at least in our experience. So yeah, cameras, let's focus on those right now. I do apologize, by the way, if the sound is a little bit off and on, pending clip, because I'm using another Pixel phone to film this, and then I have a mic when I'm kind of in a still mode. So yeah, but regardless, so here are the cameras, and I know a lot of people aren't gonna like what I have to say, because all these reviewers and tech reviewers are always saying that, the Pixel phone cameras, like they're the best, or they never let you down. And I don't know what's going on, but ever since these new sensors kind of came out, I've noticed that focusing has been a big issue, at least in our experience when testing these, especially for still mode. Video, it doesn't seem to be as bad, but something right off the hop when you first start recording or trying to take a picture, so like you open up the camera, it may take like 2 or 3 seconds to just focus. So we're hoping that this is just a software thing. The next thing I want to talk about is more of just the overall shot. So when you take a picture with this phone, it doesn't seem as sharp as using a 4XL for whatever reason. I don't know why. But in certain scenarios, it will pull in more detail, but not always and not often. The other thing is, because it has a bigger sensor and it has this shallower, narrow focus, you kind of actually have to do a little bit of work in figuring out where the best position to stand in distance-wise between you and the subject in order to get all of it in focus. So you might take a picture of someone's face And yeah, it might capture one eye and nose and mouth really nice, but then the other eye starts to fade and get blurry. Again, this just didn't happen with these phones with smaller sensors. So something to note, and something I really wanted to just share with you people, because I'm sure there's other people who feel like that, but it just doesn't really get mentioned that much unless you're in the Reddit comments. Overall, the camera experience is still really good. Like, the night mode is much better than previous Pixels and a lot of other phones to date. And the video has improved quite a bit, and with quite a few features too, especially with sound, where you can turn on filtering, wind noise out, or focusing on someone's voice. So it is nice where you can actually have a little more option. And again, the stabilization has improved in video, noise reduction has dropped as well. But yeah, overall it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's really, really good, but not perfect. So that sounds kind of harsh, right? But that's not exactly what I'm saying. I mean, overall, this is an incredible phone, especially at the value that you're getting it for. I personally think this is 2022's best phone you can get for the price. And just what it offers is so good. But the camera is really good. Like, it has a better night mode. It has really good stills. It has excellent video. Everything is a plus. It's just the standard regular daylight settings. Sometimes it gets outshined by its older brother. That's all. Sound is good, although a little low on the bass side, but overall, pretty clear. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. So realistically, there's not going to be much that's going to slow down this Tensor 2 chip in this Pixel phone. Games such as Grid run really smooth. Doesn't seem to be any frame rate issues whatsoever for the most part. You even got this cool games dashboard. You could record to YouTube direct, so just stream it straight to YouTube. Look at your FPS, stuff like that. So a few options there Google's giving you, which is nice. And yeah, overall, can't really complain. The phone is very solid, and when you have features that are just Google specific, like face and blur, that work really well. I admit it is a little bit caked on and it does look a little bit post-processed, but overall, like, you're gonna get a shot, especially when it's an action shot and someone's moving. This phone is gonna give you some very suitable pictures to take. You know, add that with a really good voice recorder, live transcribe, so many features, call blocker, like, there's just a plethora of things that Google's throwing at you to make this phone hard not to recommend. So the only thing we could wish for is, yeah, just those daytime shots. If they were a little bit cleaner and slightly less processed, it would be just a much more smoother experience. But again, that's just some of the time. Anyways, we can go on and on about all the phone and its features and dive into a much deeper thing on another video, but for now we just wanted to share our thoughts on it. Plus, you've already seen probably 100 videos on the Pixel 7 anyways. But again, these are just our thoughts and what we've experienced. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below, and we hope to catch you guys on the next one.